Herzliya-conference 2012. Herzliya-conference 2012. Special interviews, highlights, and live broadcasts on IDC-radio.
Welcome to the IDC Radio at 106.2 or online at 1062fm.co.il. My name is Anouk Laurie and producing this segment is Irit Livne. Here with me is Dr. Tal Pavel, Middle East Internet and Information Technology Specialist. Welcome, Tal.
Hello, Anouk.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
How was your closed panel this morning?
Well, it was very interesting. They raised lots of aspects concerning cyber threats, cyber terror, cyber security, and all those stuff that we heard about in the past few weeks regarding
Was it closed because you said very secret things that none of us are allowed to know?
No, well, I don't really know why it was closed. There were guys from the industry, private companies, and a few government representatives, but nothing special.
So I just want to remind our listeners that you're here for the 12th annual Herzliya conference, and you talked this morning about cyber warfare.
Yeah.
So that's really an issue that, I'm flabbergasted by. I'm not someone who understands a lot about technology. I think at my university, I was the last one to hand in my papers, handwritten, when everybody was using computers. So this is not something that I completely understand. However, I keep reading these insane stories, and I want to ask you, how is it that 16-year-olds, because that's what many of the hackers are, 16-year-old teenagers. How is it that they can take down the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, the Saudi Stock Exchange, that they can take down in the U.S.? Recently, they took down the U.S. Department of Justice website, the FBI, Visa, MasterCard, NATO. I mean, the list is endless. Why can even the most powerful institutions and governments not defend themselves?
Well, it's a very good question. We must consider that there are three types of cyber attacks. First of all, there are what is called defacements. If I'm a cracker or a black hat hacker, it means that I have the ability to access the information security barriers of the website of all the information security of the computers of the organization to penetrate and to do whatever I want, even to put some malwares or to deface the web page, the homepage of the website, and so on. In those cases, we can see defacement contains pictures of Palestinians, wounded Palestinians, and slogans against Israel. That's one thing. And Israeli websites are in state of defacement almost every day, but we do not hear about it, and there is no awareness because the quantity is very low. It's few every day.
I mean, I have a website about Israeli news and Israeli innovation, startups, high-tech, biotech, that sort of thing. And one day I came to my website and there was a picture of bin Laden on it.
That's defacement.
And the following day it was gone. But, it's just extraordinary that it can happen. And why me?
Well, why you? It's because it was easy for the facer, for the cracker, the black hat hacker, because they look for the weakest point in the chain, in the security chain, and when they can, they just enter this hole and penetrate the site and do whatever they want. It can be or in the systems. That's one thing, to create defacement, as you said, over your side. The second thing is to create what is called a DDoS, distributed denial of service. it's like to create a traffic jam in Ireland. If you want to arrive to Tel Aviv, if I'm a terrorist and I want to arrive to Tel Aviv and to put the bomb in Tel Aviv, well, it's like the defacement. But DDoS, it's like to create a traffic jam in Ireland. You create a lot of requests, computer requests to a specific website. We saw it in the websites of El Al and Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. We must explain that those attackers did not succeed to penetrate the website, those systems. They just cause like the traffic jam in front of
But how come these kind of big official websites don't prevent this kind of thing? How come they don't foresee that something like this might happen and get enough, I don't know, server space or whatever you call it, for this kind of attack not to happen?
Well, it's not. First of all, they can foresee those attacks sometimes, but let's give an example that if a website or server can accept 1,000 requests, computer requests per minute, and you and I create a situation when there are 5,000 requests of computer per second or per minute, well, it's something that this server cannot tolerate and cannot work in this environment, and it collapses. And it's things that you cannot always manage them and even prevent them. These are the situations that were last week regarding El Al website and Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. Including Ynet. I heard a few days before that the Ynet website was a target to DDoS attack as well. The third thing is what we heard about the Saudi hacker. In this case, he succeeded to penetrate few Israeli websites, but not the website themselves, but to the databases, and completely stole those data. Lots of information about they said 400,000
Credit card numbers, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not credit card numbers. There were in those database 400,000 rows of Israeli citizens who use those websites, and around 50,000 credit card numbers.
Right.
But I saw this a file. It was the first file that this Saudi hacker uploaded. It contained 32 gigabytes of information. 32 megabytes. Yeah, 32 megabytes of
Same thing.
Yeah, for you. 32 megabytes of information, included a file of and databases of 5-6 websites that he succeeded to penetrate and to steal the data. It was something very interesting. He did manipulation on the data, and in order to create a situation that it's looked like he succeeded to steal hundreds of thousands of credit card, he just
repeated them.
Repeated,
right.
yeah.
Right.
So he took one credit card number, and then he repeated it in one case 250 times, and in other case 1,000 times each credit number.
But now we're talking this Saudi hacker. I think his name was 0x Omar or something like that.
Yeah, this is.
We're talking about individuals now, but what about governments? Do governments hack as much as individuals?
Well, I think it starts from bottom to up. To the government, from the individual and organization up to the governments. I read lately that I don't think that there is a government, a Middle Eastern government, perhaps beside Israel, that can do things in perhaps familiar with this cyber warfare, cyber between countries.
So you're saying there's no one as capable as Israel in the Middle East to perform
beside
cyber attacks?
beside Iran. I read that Iran is considered as one of several countries in the world that perhaps has the ability to do cyber attacks. And in Iran, there are a few cyber groups that are semi-governmental, semi-private, that do hack in the name of themselves, perhaps, but they are linked to the government in this way or another. 3, 4 groups, perhaps more.
Who would you say is the new cyber superpower in the world?
China, no doubt. China, yeah.
Why is that?
First of all, because they have a lot of people that they can recruit and mobilize to this huge task. Second thing, it's not only the ability but the need. The need of China to be a superpower, even in the cyber warfare and cyber attack and cyber espionage area. We heard a lot of news item in this regard. Few weeks ago, we heard about 500 Japanese parliament members and the advisors that were hacked by kind of email that perhaps arrived from China. A lot of information regarding cyber espionage that point to China. We know that Russia is a very major player. We know the famous Estonia attack that was a few years ago. Estonia is a very known in e-government service. She gave a lot of electronic service over the net. Russia, well, they said that it was Russia. No one can know. Perform a cyber attack over Estonia. I think it was 3 years ago. It was a very effective one. Especially because Estonia is a very high-tech in Eastern Europe method. But as I said, she performed e-government and electronic elections.
So does Russia come after China, in your opinion?
Well,
and where do the U.S. and Israel stand in this superpower of cyber?
There was a research that said that there are 5 to 6 countries that can perform cyber attack and cyber defense. China, Russia, US, Israel, and perhaps 1 or 2 and other countries.
Most people would probably agree that Israel was behind the Stuxnet virus, which attacked and damaged some of the Iranian nuclear facilities. Do you think that Israel is capable of something like that?
Well, lots of reports say that the Staxnet virus and the Staxnet affair is definitely not the issue of a personal or a hacker or a group of hackers. It deals with a lot of information gathering and to learn the system and to know, first of all, which kind of system installed in those towns or bush facilities. Second, to achieve and to put the hand on those kinds of system and to be able to learn them. Third thing, to create the relevant malwares and to test them. Well, the assumption is that it's not the work of a single hacker or a group of hackers.
But in your expertise, you think that Israel has the technical abilities to do something like that?
Israel would like to be able to be in situation like this. I cannot comment to this issue whether Israel was involved or not involved in the creation of Staxnet.
I'm not asking you whether
Yeah.
it was or it wasn't. I'm just asking if you think that Israel has the capabilities to do this sort of cyber warfare, like you said, that China can or Russia can. I mean, Stuxnet was so advanced,
Sophisticated, yes.
sophisticated. In your opinion, does Israel have the know-how to perform such?
Well, Israel is in the front of high-tech industry in lots of things in cybersecurity, and there are lots of cybersecurity companies in Israel and very developed industry. And there is no doubt that some kind of possibilities perhaps are available. But those abilities to be a major player in cyber warfare are as well are in the hand of several countries in the world.
Going back to the individual rather than the government, are there any celebrity hackers, just like there are, celebrities in Hollywood? Is there a Brad Pitt of hackers?
That's a very nice question. Well, you can see those who are more active hackers or crackers know that this Omar, this hacker cracker named Omar, will be now more popular among the crackers in the Middle East and elsewhere. But yes, you can see those who are more famous and more they receive greets from all the hackers in the Facebook pages, and you can see some kind of hierarchy. Yes.
Have you ever been tempted with your knowledge to do some
No.
hacking?
No doubt.
Do you ever, for the purposes of your research, have to interact with some of these hackers on the chat rooms and on the internet?
Well, a few years ago, I had a chat conversation with a Saudi hacker. He was a pharmacist in the morning and during the day, and a hacker over the night. It was a very interesting one. We talked about his ideology and motives. But from time to time, it is very interesting to speak and to have a chat with hackers around the world to know, perhaps to better understand, because it's not only a professional ego. There are ideological motives and especially hate to Israel regarding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And the Facebook page are a very good, widespread and free platform to, to create your message and to deliver it free to all over the world.
I mean, as you said, it's not just anymore about pranking someone or getting someone's credit card details. My feeling is that the hacker community around the world has become a lot more politically minded, a lot more, there's a lot more ideology that motivates their actions. For example, during the Arab Spring, this online community of hackers called Anonymous supported the Tunisians, the Egyptians. Do you feel that the motives behind hacking have become a lot more political?
Well, a few years ago, there was a research that revealed that the first two major reasons for hackers to act as hacker are professional ego. Why I'm doing it? Because I'm the best. I can penetrate your information, your security barriers. That's the main reason. After it, you have all the ideological reasons and perhaps Islamic religious reasons and motives. But first of all, and Omar himself wrote it in his note that he released the same day. He wrote, "I did it because I can. First of all, because I can. After it, I want to see frustrated Israeli customers have to replace the credit card and the mess that it will cause the Israeli banking system." But even in the face page, you can see all kinds of slogans that they said. Your system is zero. I'm the best, or your security is down, or something like that.
So you're saying it's still primarily ego, and only secondary is political motives.
Yes, but it's very interesting to see that especially the Turkish hackers are very nationalist motivated. The face page are written in the colors of red and white, the colors of the Turkish flag. You can they upload to the face page nationalist songs and the flag of Turkey. You can see that those hackers from Turkey are very motivated to. I give you an example. When there was the riots of the Muslim minority in China, I think it was a year ago. Turkish hackers attacked a Chinese website, and defaced them and put all kinds of messages against China and the abuse of the Muslim minority Uyghurs, I think they called in China. Yes, from time to time we can see even attacks of Sunnis website over Shiis minority Shiis websites and vice versa. There were a few years ago attacks of Islamic activists, hacker activists, over Christian websites, and I think it was after the Pope lecture. I think it was called the Gettysburg something, yeah. And when he spoke against Prophet Muhammad, they even tried to hack the Vatican website. So there are
Did
lots.
they succeed?
Well, no, because what they try to do is what it's called, as I said before, the DDoS attack, and not to penetrate, but to create a kind of traffic jam on the lines, communication lines to this server. So we can see that there are lots of reasons why I will like to hack to a website or to attack it. It's a very easy thing to do. Penetration or hacking, it's a bit more difficult because you have to have an ability in coding and to be able to penetrate a security system of the server of the site. But to do a DDoS attack, it's a very simple thing. There are basic tools that you point the target, the website name, the number of ping, the number of hit to the website target, and you click enter, execute, or whatsoever, and that's it. You do not need to be a hacker or to know something about coding.
Great. So I can basically go home now and hack someone's computer?
Well, it's not hack, it's attack. Yes.
Attack.
Yes.
Okay, even
to
better.
Create a DDoS attack. Yes.
Dr. Tal Pavel, thank you so much for joining us. I just want to remind our listeners that actually tomorrow I'm talking with another cybersecurity specialist who will hack into my phone while we do the interview.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think I shouldn't do it, perhaps?
You should do it because it's the next phase of hacking and a security issue and a headache. Those cellular phones that are kind of portable computers that
Right.
we can reach through them even to our personal computer at home. And send SMS messages and so on. So it's the next evolution of cyber attacks.
Well, unfortunately for my hacker tomorrow, I just got a new iPhone, so I have almost nothing on it. No nudie pics, nothing very interesting. So, but we'll see if he can do it. I'll send you the video.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You are listening to IDC Radio at 106.2, and I'm Anouk Laurie. Thank you.